Hey, this is Isaac.
This is Tarren.
We are True Masters Morons playing Horizon Zero Dawn. Last time we said we talked to him, and here we are.
Departed luck. I finally met some Banuk, keen to trade with Outlanders. Then, they up and vanished.
Who knows?
3 Banuk hunters rolled in a few days ago. No provisions, junk equipment, no idea how to strip a machine for parts. Asked me to outfit them for a long trip. And you know me, Aloy. I'm sentimental. So I did it on credit.
And they haven't paid.
Well, they tried. Just look what they did to this Thunderjaw heart. But that was ages ago.
Oh, wow.
And I'm starting to worry about them.
Tell me, Burgrend, are you worried about their well-being or your purse strings?
A man
Honestly,
can
yes.
worry about 2 things.
What kind of deal was this, really?
Just what I said. I was nothing but generous, Aloy. After they dropped this ruined heart at my feet, I even gave them another chance. Sent them to fetch a few other parts I need.
But you haven't seen them since.
Hide nor hair.
What do you mean they couldn't harvest parts?
Not uncommon with Banuk. That's
Really?
shaman's work, you see. The hunters take down the machines. The shamans slice them up.
Oh.
No shaman with these 3. Just 2 youngsters sniping at each other. And that big fella standing there smiling.
So if the Banuk don't usually hunt without a shaman, what's the story with these 3?
That is the question.
They weren't telling. But hammer to steel. It's not a happy story, whatever it is.
You said they asked you to outfit them for a trip. A trip to where?
Not sure. But I heard them chattering about the Sundom when they thought I wasn't listening.
So they're leaving
Makes
Banuk
sense.
territory.
Sensible behavior. Still, I get the sense this wasn't a sightseeing trip. They're running from something.
Or
You know,
to something.
The irony is they could go talk to any of the cultures out there. Someone can teach them how to strip a
Right.
machine.
I'm a debt collector, Burgrend. If I look for them, it'll be to make sure they're all right.
Of course, of course. Fires of the Forge, forgive me. I actually like these idiots. The molten steel of youth and all that. But if you do manage to find them, you could remind them of the deal we made. A scorcher claw, a loop of sinew from a stalker, and a snap maw fang. If they bring me those
Well,
parts,
those are
their
3
debt's
creatures
paid.
I'm going to teach them how to
Then
fight
some.
and skin.
Make sure they don't bust them up too badly.
I'll consider it.
Last I saw them, they were heading northeast. Good machine hunting up that way.
I'm like, why
If
the?
you decide they're worth the trouble, you might look for them there.
I'm like, if they're piecing out to the Sundom, why'd they go north?
Right? That was my thought. I'm like,
But I guess they're
northeast,
actually.
you say?
I guess they're actually trying to, repay the debt.
In the opposite direction of everything?
Well, I mean, if this is the land they know, and they're like, all right, well, we're going to do this stuff for him because he gave us the gear, and we're honorable and we're going to pay for it, then that would make sense.
Right.
But, yeah.
All right.
Side note, go for it.
I was just going to say, so do we go do that or...
Yes.
Okay.
Go do
Always
that.
the side quests first.
Always a side quest in this game, because 1, they're usually good. 2, I mean, why not?
He's also pretty great.
He's pretty great. I figure we'll get the story of what's going on and why these 3 have no shaman.
Yeah, which
we
is an
go-
interesting
Yeah, I
idea
mean,
and concept.
because that culturally means that like Aloy and I already forgot his name, the Oseram. What was his name?
I don't know.
Aloy and the Oseram voice actor that we really like. Both have the logical conclusion of, well, all right, if shamans are the only ones that strip the parts, and that means that either they drag them all back on all their hunts, or shamans go on the hunt. So why aren't they there?
Yeah.
And shamans going on the hunt makes a lot more sense, especially considering we know how common shamans are.
we also know how...
No, oh no.
We also
Hellhounds.
know how effective and like physically adept they are, because we've seen the crap that Olana, or whatever her name is, does. Oh, crap.
Turtles in a tower.
That's what I was afraid of!
It was that pulse from the tower.
Well, hopefully that just lets it be stunned, like perma-stunned, and that's it.
It doesn't take it out, is what you're hoping?
I don't care if it kills it. I just don't want it to become an enemy.
That's just it. I think it becomes an enemy.
Well, you know, that purple stun look, that purple lightning look is unique. Oh yeah, they just stunned and then they mauled it to death.
Of course they did. Oh, they're already strong against shock.
So that's never gonna work, ever.
And the rest is tear.
You gonna take out the tower first?
I usually take it out by going and taking it out.
Oh, it just looked like you were about to hunt down the things.
I might, but...
Do they have cannons?
Kinda.
Have they always had cannons?
Kinda.
I never realized they were crabs, by the way. I feel really dumb. we are 70 some odd episodes into this show.
Well,
And I never noticed that the giant things with chests of their backs were crabs.
in your defense, we've fought on screen probably a total of like 3 combats with them in it ever.
I know, and they're usually in the dark and throwing force things at you, but still, I just completely,
Hey!
Oh.
Well, this isn't gonna work out.
Please let the... Yeah!
Holy crap!
Oh, just long enough. Exactly
Literally
long enough.
exactly long enough. Holy crap. Oh, well, that's not the arrow I thought I was on.
What? There you go. Yeah, I realized at the end, we try not to continue conversations between episodes, but I realized I sounded kind of like a crazy person at the end of the last episode. And I don't know why I feel like we're visiting that, but I just kind of wanted to, like, I don't know, defend myself? For lack of a better thing. So right at the end of the last episode...
You know, we could just do a last time on and make sure we include that scene.
Hey,
you again.
and that's
If you
all...
do find any pigments out there, don't put them on your tongue.
I'm not even going to ask.
I am! What idiot did that?
Sulfur. What do you mean, what idiot did that? People now lick their paintbrushes.
Alright, I am actually one of those people, so I can't. That's okay, that's misleading, that's not true. This isn't gonna sound better, but it is different and I need to distinguish. If you're painting, if you're cleaning off your brush in the water and stuff, if you have too much water in it, it does stuff to your paints. So I tend to just wipe the wet, just water on it, brush on my lips, and then I know that till I know it's the right stuff. So I dry it off on my lips and then use paint and then clean it off and dry it off on my lips.
Literally sounds no better.
It doesn't sound any better at all, but it is technically different, and I'm not eating paint, and I felt like that distinction needed to be made. Boom, that conversation happened. And
there you go.
And I realized by the end of it, I kind of sounded like a crazy person. And I feel the need to defend myself, but I don't really have anything else to say other than there's nothing else to add to that makes it sound less crazy.
As far as I'm concerned, the only defense really is so because of that conversation, it made me think of a video I've seen a couple times, which is this unintentional ASMR of this carver dude who
Because apparently unintentional ASMRs are a thing.
Oh yeah, it's very much a thing. And this dude's like during his conversation, he's a stone carver. He literally like carves, it looks like words and stuff onto stone, and he will, to test the sharpness of his tools, specific tool, he'll shove it into his nail, and if it slides, it's too dull. And if it slides, it's too dull, and if it stays on, then it's sharp enough. And so I was just like, you're just an eccentric artist, man.
Which is not a description I thought anyone would ever make of me, because I really don't consider myself an artist. I'm at best okay, and I haven't done anything in years, but I'm kind of getting back to that mindset because reasons. Yeah, we talked about it, and I was like, I think that's kind of how that started for me, was like if you're washing your paints out and it can get to where it looks like it's clean in the water, or if you've got, old water, you're not entirely sure. And so if you add other paint, it does things to the colors that you don't want. But I figured out, keep in mind, I did most of my painting between the ages of like 10 and 15. So making smart, healthy decisions isn't necessarily the most true to life thing for me at the time. But I realized that if I, ran the brush over my lips, if it still had paint on it, I would always know. And so it became this unconscious habit that I still have of wash the paintbrush out, test it on my lips, and then I know there's no paint in it, and also, by now know exactly how wet it needs to be getting what I want, or what the wet to dryness ratio is that's good for painting.
Right.
But I was telling Isaac, wow,
And another one.
those are
Really
close.
to itself, yeah.
If I blink, something tells
I
me
think-
those are Burgrend's missing hunters.
Yeah, so they're over here losing to the tower.
Are there
Of course
two
they are.
towers?
There's a busted tower. Oh, they busted a tower. Oh, nope. There are just 2 towers.
I don't suppose you three know an Osram and Song's edge called Burgrend, do you?
Boys, that con artist sent an errand girl to collect what's owed to him.
I'm nobody's errand girl. Burgrend asked me to help harvest parts. Or would you rather keep trying to sell him broken junk?
Broken junk? This pack will be on the move soon. No time to argue. If she's offering to help, we should accept it.
That's the old one.
We're about to take down these machines. If you're so eager to help, then lead the way.
I feel the need to school this woman.
Right. Like, so I get to show you just how much of a god I am, right?
Right. Funny part of that conversation about the paint, though, is I was telling Isaac, I'm like, the thing about that is I knew that was doing bad things to me when I painted regularly, is I used to have a serious problem with my lips peeling and shredding a little bit, and I know that's why, because I'm rubbing acrylic paint infused brush water on my lips for hours at a time on a semi-regular basis.
Yup.
And I was just like, yeah, no, that's not good. I'm like, I know. It just kept doing it because it was a habit by that point.
Like, it's habit. It's fine.
And it works.
Literally, that was the thing
Override
that
unavailable
really made
what?
me think of override is charging.
because you're charging, okay.
That was the thing that made me think of the unintentional ASMR dude, because he's using it on his thumb, and his thumb is like messed
Oh yeah, his
up.
thumb looked janky. Like you could tell, like, oh, this is the thumb of a man who does this for a living.
Yeah.
Which he did point out is like, if you're too squeamish or unwilling or whatever to do it on your fingernail, a piece of plastic works.
A
just
piece
as
of
well.
plastic will work just fine.
But I'm just sitting here going like, as we're making these comparisons, like, yeah, no, I'd probably do it on my nail, just because it's always there and you don't have to find the block. And sweet
Ow.
Moses.
Everything, everywhere, Tarren, all the time.
Yep. Lightning gun? Maybe? I don't know. What are the stupid wolves weak to? We know that they're the worst, but
Did you say Gatling gun?
I said lightning gun.
Ah.
And I said, what are the wolves weak to? Because I don't remember if it actually is lightning.
Well, it's electroshock to now, so.
Yeah, somebody did something. Get the erect. Wouldn't it be nice to always have a party of 3 people to help act damage? Because I swear this thing's dying 3 times faster than normal.
It is. 100%. We have other people helping me, and it is going so much better.
Yeah. It might be extra damage from the chocobo too, but do they damage each other? I don't even know.
They can.
Please don't
Ow.
die.
I'm fine.
Oh, it's just he, burned through all your shield to one shot, so I was concerned. Also, ow, fire. Hey, Wolfen. We don't like you. Burn in a fiery pit.
So, Tarren,
Don't burn.
I have a little bit of a riddly thing for you.
Okay. Why
How
aren't
do
you
you
dead?
get an elephant out of a Safeway bag?
Alright, how do you get an elephant out of a Safeway bag?
Yes.
Real quick, remind me what Safeway is.
Safeway is a grocery store.
Okay, so an elephant out of a grocery bag. Okay. Let it rip the plastic? I don't know.
You take the S out of safe and the F out of way.
Get it closer!
Safeway. Hold on, I'm doing mental spelling.
Uh-huh.
Safeway. Take the S out of safe and the what out of way?
F.
I'm tired.
Stocking
Hold
up.
on. I need a word pad.
Just say what you're thinking, man.
I'm not.
Take the F out of way. And the S
out-
out of safe.
Okay,
What?
okay. Which one of us killed the most machines?
Away? I don't get it.
Take the
Alright,
S out of
Outlander.
safe
You wanna talk
and the
about our deal
F
with
out of
Burgrend?
way.
There's no F. Oh.
Oh, come on, say it!
There's no F in way.
Yeah.
Wow. I feel both slow and disappointed.
That's done. You three are pretty handy in a fight.
Thanks,
Oof.
I guess. Not that we needed your help. We are doing just fine without you.
Can I bitch
Not
slap
the way
this?
Burgrend tells it.
person?
He says you tried to settle up with him using a shattered Thunderjaw heart.
What? That's an exaggeration. It was only broken in two.
Urkai, we don't have time for
Yeah,
this.
that's shattered,
Come
dude.
on, boys, back to the hunt. We still need 2 more of Burgrend's components.
What's the rush?
We want out of these lands as soon as possible. That's all you need to know.
Why are you leaving the cut?
Well, we could go back to Banor. Let Undercut slit our throats.
By the blue light, Urkai. Why don't you just write our story in the snow for any passing hunter to read?
Meh.
So
Who's
mad.
who's gonna talk to her?
Had a dispute
Us.
with the chieftain of our old Werak. We thought someone else should have been in charge. He disagreed.
It seemed like a good time to move on, so we're traveling to the Sundom.
Okay. At least it's for a peaceful reason. I'm okay with that.
Why would he kill you? That's not my understanding of how this culture works.
He's an asshole.
From here
I
to
mean,
the
I guess there's
Sundom.
always that.
It's a long trip.
Seems worth it. Sometimes survival is about knowing when to leave and where to go.
Yeah, and in this case, survival means us getting as far away as we can from Banor. We've seen enough red snow.
What's the plan once you get there? What will survival be about then?
Look, all that matters is that we get there. And to do that, we
No,
need
she's asking the
parts.
logical questions.
You'll excuse us.
Oi.
So this Thunderjaw heart you brought Burgrend,
Let me ask you this, all right? Why would it matter that the heart was broken into 2 pieces? Can't you just stick it back together?
Of course you can't just stick it back together.
I just meant...
Oh, I bet that scam artist Arsarim could. He just wants to send us on another stupid errand.
Oh, he's not so bad. I like Burgrend.
Like him, tool him out. He sent us out in the snow to nearly die under the feet of a Thunderjaw. And
Boys, shut up! Ugh. Every time someone brings up that stupid heart.
She has become both my favorite and least favorite character of this trio all at once.
Right. She has it's a fascinating thing because yeah, I know it's like all right, she's got some great attitude, but it's not aimed at us.
Right.
I've got the Scorcher Claw Burgrend was asking for. That only leaves the Stalker Sinew and the Snap Maw Fang.
You should hold on to it. You're coming along to the next hunt after all, aren't you?
I suppose somebody's got to keep you 3 out of trouble.
And teach you
Fine.
how to
I
carve.
guess you'll have to
Right.
tag along then. But don't start thinking you're one of us.
Bitch!
The bloody snowdrift
Why would I
aren't
want to
accepting
be one of
visitors.
you?
bloody snowdrifts? That's what you want to call our Werak?
Yeah, it's not great to tie.
Oh, it's not like your names are any better. You. We're headed northwest to the ruins near Hollow Hall. We'll be waiting.
Hello, hello? What? I want some hello, hello.
What is Hollow Hollow?
If I'm thinking of the right thing, I think it's a Hawaiian dessert.
Okay. I can't
Or it's
believe
a
how long
Filipino
that
dessert.
I can't believe how long that took me
Filipino
because
dessert.
there's no and take the F out of way. And that should have been the immediate thing was there's no F in way, but I was stuck on safe. I'm like safe. Because in my head I'm like, all right. I was like, wait, does Safeway spell elephant? I'm like, no, it doesn't. Without and then I was stuck on that first word. I never got to way until you brought it back up. I'm like, oh wait, but that's not. And I recognized that there wasn't one. I'm like that, but what I said in my head was, I'm like, way doesn't have an F. That's how I said it in my head, so it didn't compute until I said it out loud. I'm like, there's no F in.
I think that joke is fantastic, and there's a person there?
Oh, sup, dude?
Can I talk to you?
Greetings, rando.
Blue light guides, only a fool chooses a different path.
Okay.
Is it guiding us? No?
You have fun with that crazy man who's wearing no clothes in the snow?
You have clothes.
Fucking no, he didn't. He had pants.
I'm gonna be honest, I was focused on the giant headdress, but did he not have clothes?
I hear the spirits in the machines, and I fear that.
Oh no,
he has no shirt. Shirtless. Do you think the glowy blue blitz are warm?
They better be, with how many of these freaking shaman are walking around with no coverings.
I feel like that would be tremendously uncomfortable. I mean, they're already tremendously uncomfortable. I don't care what anyone says. And like, I can't remember his name. All of a sudden, Sulians?
Silence.
I'm like, Silence was the least uncomfortable looking of all of them, and he's still uncomfortable looking.
He's the least uncomfortable looking to you?
Have you seen these shamans? The dude had them in his place of where his abs would be and all the way up his chest. Like, can't tell me that's comfortable.
No, but we also never saw Silence's chest.
I know, but then he had Aurea, and she had like woven all over up in her head and scalp. Like, I don't even know if she has hair.
He has some in his head.
Yeah, he had like one line.
Alright.
I don't know. It feels like there's more up here with the, air quotes, more traditional Banuk. You know?
I can understand that thought.
And maybe it's just because it's also cold. So, like, and just to feel like, you know, like metal piercings in the cold, god awful, right?
Right.
And so maybe that's just my brain translating that way. It's like, it must be worse because it's cold.
It's like licking the telephone pole, but it's just part of your tongue now.
Yeah. Did you ever do that as a kid? Do you ever get somebody convince you to do that?
I never had the bad reaction. I did it on my own, but like my tongue never actually got stuck to anything, so I didn't lose anything. Because it was never, I guess it was never that cold enough kind of thing.
I did long enough that it did stick, but I was much too much of a coward to rip my tongue off. So what I discovered was that freaking out on it long enough, it thawed off and I was fine. You know, I did have some very minor.
He stepped on me. Ow! Ow!
Like I did have some very minor, you know, skin lozenge. It sounds like I said skin lozenge. Can I have a skin lozenge, please?
Check out my skin lozenge.
It's purveyed by the same fine people who brought us the flesh vials.
Flesh vials?
Vials.
Oh, right. The flesh vials.
I don't remember what game
vials.
Skin vials, that's what it was. I don't even remember what game that was from. I just remember it was a reference we made on accident.
I think it was skin packs, actually, because it was like stim pack. Yeah, it was stim packs from Star Wars.
Ah, that's right. Stim packs, skin packs, flesh vial. That's right. Yep. Okay. It's our favorite redheaded Jedi.
He was fantastic. I very much look forward to if they ever actually make like another game with him.
Sure. Yeah.
There we go.
I mean, we like to make fun of him for being dumb, but he was fun.
He was fun. Yeah, for sure.
Fun, decent person, great game. Not the brightest, but I think we were also dealing with John Vampire at the time, so...
Right.
Stupid. The King of Stupid was taken.
We had really dumb protagonists for a time there on this channel.
John, you were such a good doctor, and you were such a bad detective. Like...
To be fair, the man shouldn't have been a detective.
That's not an excuse.
I mean, yeah.
The man couldn't solve his way out of a third grade escape room.
I want to disagree with you. I do. But I can't.
Unless it was medically based. Because he cannot just follow a simple logical step.
Ugh.
That's a lot of fire. See, these make sense out here, right?
Right.
Just like, oh, Iceland. They have the things that spew fire forever.
Like, we need to make sure that we're melting the snow so that it doesn't get in the way of the other creatures.
Woo!
Everyone light on fire, all the explosions. Go.
Burn, baby, burn.
Will you just die, please?
John was just so fun to make fun of. Because he did it so... He made it so easy.
That is one thing. We don't have anybody to make fun of. Aloy is fucking brilliant.
Aloy's great. We love Aloy. She's a bit hardcore, is her thing.
She's a bit intense.
she's a bit intense. Doesn't handle like niceties super well, but has also been getting better at that. I'm very proud.
Yeah. But also, when you are what she is, you don't really need to be that nice. In all honesty.
Her intensity makes complete sense. No one who knows her story can be surprised.
Right.
Ooh, McStabby stab.
I want to explode their backpack.
It's leaking. Wow, that volcano looks so much bigger when you just see the smoke cloud behind everything.
Like I'm fighting 3 giant monsters. There's a volcano back there.
It's a full-on volcano. Oh. All right, well, I guess there's nothing really story happening right now, and we're about out of time, so we might as well just say goodbye. Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'll have finished killing these by the time we're back. There we go.
Hey.
By the time we're back. I want to thank everyone so much for joining us today. If you liked this, go ahead and like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell for more Let's Plays. If you want to check out our other channel for gaming lore, there's a link in the description. Thank you so much to all of our patrons for continuing to make these series possible, and we will see you in the next episode. In the meantime, this has been
True Masters and Morons, signing off.